Hello, everyone. This is David Ochoa from Sura, Colombia. Sorry for not to be there in person. I'm in the other side of the world, and it was difficult to travel. But thanks for the invitation of this important event. I would talk about an important product that we have, that is the energy savings insurance in Sura. Just a quick overview of what is Sura. I will attach some documents with the complete context of Sura if you want to know more about our company. We are the biggest insurance company here in Colombia, and we have presence in 7 countries in Latin America as an insurance company. We deliver products, but also accompany our clients in all the risk management that they need. And also here in Colombia, we have health services as well. As a group, we also have an asset management in the region. So I have a little map so you can relate in which countries do we operate. Regarding of the insurance, the energy saving insurance, I will talk the importance of the insurance, which one or what are the steps that we take to grow this product in the market, because it's a new insurance here, not only in Colombia, but in Latin America. So first, why we do this is because as the corporate strategy, as you see, is deliver well-being and sustainable competitiveness to people and companies. So for us, it's very important that companies grow, but also that they grow in a sustainable way, and they are competitive. So for us, that is very important. So we analyze the risks and the trends, and how we have new products in order to accompany our clients in transition to a new sustainable models. So in that way, we know that renewables are an important part of this path to transition. So we start the energy saving insurance in 2 ways: energy efficiency products and renewable projects. So it's very simple what we insure. We insure the value of the promised energy. So it's very different from a traditional insurance that covers the cost of the project. Here, the insured value is the amount of energy in cost, in money, that a project has. So normally we estimate, or with our clients, we work through the estimated energy that or the promised energy that they have in a project, so that the investor is expecting that energy. What we do, we close the gap and we say, hey, investor, you have a protection, that is an insurance, to cover the difference between what the developer is or promise you in this project, the energy that is estimated, and the real energy that the project generated. So we cover this gap, and we pay the difference between the projected energy and the real energy that the project has. It has a maximum period of coverage for 5 years. So after the 5 years, it can be renewed, but the maximum period that you can cover a project from the start is 5 years. In that way, the developer can say to the investor, hey, you have 5 years, that normally here in Colombia, with an important part of the government that I'm talking that later, in 5 years, you maybe have the return of investment in those years. So we cover that the project are protected in the first years. This is important. This is what we do and how we do it. And the process is very important, the underwriting. The underwriting, we do it first. We start with another company that is a technical actor, that is Econtech. Also, the BID, Banco Interamericano de Desarrollo, the BID also help us in the first steps of the product, and also Bancoldex as a banking a company that help us a lot. So we are closing the gap between financing, between technical aspects. So we are the insurance that maybe close that gap and close that circle that they need to ensure that the investor is confident and have a protection in the products. So on the underwriting, now we are doing inside Sura so it's very different from a traditional project, because the most important risk here is not the weather, or yes, the weather, but it's not the traditional risk as flooding, as hail, as fire. But the most important thing is the expected energy and the weather, how it influences the radiation in and project. So this is the insurance. This is the growth that we have in the past years. We started with the first projects in 2018. And as you see in this graphic, the growth is almost exponential. We start with 5 projects a year, and then we get to 100 projects, and now we are passing the 200 projects a year in coverage here, only here in Colombia. So I just want to highlight some of the key actors and some recommendation for you. Here in Colombia, we have tax incentives that are very important. Before these taxes on 2015, normally a return of investment of renewable projects was maybe 10 to 12 years. Now we see projects of 5, 6, 4 years. So this helps a lot. Also, the regulations and the technical data is very important as a government. Second, the EPC, the developers, they play an important role because they play a role as a client and as a sales channel. So in that way, the client is the developer that buys us the insurance, but also they include this insurance as a value of their promise in a project to a final user or an investor. So they say, hey, I have a project, you are going to have this savings or this energy generated, and it's covered by insurance. So they play two roles that is very important, and also talking to them in order to improve the product. Now we have the product in 2 ways. One with subrogations, where we, if something happens, we also pay to the final client of the insurance, but we also, or the cost is covered by the developer that promised the energy. And the other side is a non-subrogation product where Sura assumes all the risk, and we pay and don't have to take another part in having a money come from the developer or any other actor. We assume all the risk and we pay all the money that with the difference of the gap of the promised energy and the real energy that the project has. And finally, the financing and associations, where we see BID that I talked before, Banco Interamericano de Desarrollo, Bancoldex, and commercial banks, where we can have an integral proposal to the client with financing, with insurance, and with technical advisory. And also the associations, the sectoral associations are key actors here in the insurance process. Just to finish, and because I have just a few moments to talk to you, but 3 recommendations and key recommendations. First one is work with the developers. They are the most important actor here. As I talked before, they are clients, but also they are a commercial channel. So they are very important, and they are key in order for you to see that growth that we talked before in for example, in our market in Colombia. The second one is in strong underwriting. This is a different process as a traditional fire, flooding, or property insurance. This is different. It's a risk that depends on the energy that is expected from a project. So now we have information for 600 projects, so we can have a better underwriting. But in the first steps, you have to rely on public databases or paid databases or government information. So that is very key in order to have an energy saving insurance that maybe be successful. And for the last part, sectoral actors. This is important because the product has to be stronger in data, and experience of the sectoral actors are key in this process, and also to joining actors that you need in every country. So I hope this information is clear, is that it helps the path that Indonesia are taking in this insurance that really helps the growth of projects. Normally, the investor is very concerned about how the return of investment he will get, but with this insurance, surely he has more protection to invest in renewables and to invest in energy efficiency projects. So happy to be here, and maybe through the team, Yulita and the team, maybe you can have some questions and I can answer it back to you later. Have a great one and happy to be here.